Hey family, what's going on? Klaus here, and welcome guys to this Town Hall 11 upgrade guide for September of 2019. Let's assume that you are a max Town Hall 10. If you're not a max Town Hall 10, then go back and max your Town Hall 10. The way to tell is by selecting the builders. If there's any suggested upgrades there that are not the Town Hall, then that means you're not done. You're not maxed yet. Also, the second way to make sure you're maxed is to check out the lab. If it has that white box that says research, then that means that there are more research projects for you to do in your lab at Town Hall 10 before you move on to Town Hall 11. Do those upgrades and then come back to this guide, because it kind of depends on whether you're maxed, whether you're going to be able to follow the guide. So, guys, I am on my max Town Hall 10 on the Supercell development build. It's not a real account. It is just an account that I'm showing all of the upgrades for. We're going to be talking today about what upgrades you should do as a new Town Hall 11. Now, the overview, and something to keep it simple, because I know going into a new Town Hall upgrade level is kind of intimidating. There's a lot to do, lots to think about. Here's the basics, okay? Number one, get your new buildings. The benefits are amazing. You don't want to not get the new buildings. Number two, work on offense buildings. That's including like army camps, heroes, laboratory, obviously, clan castle, things like that. Number three, resource buildings, like storages and, collections of mines and things like that. Number four, traps. And then number five, finally, the defenses. And those are really what makes this guide super fun. So, without any more delay, let's get into the new buildings. And I'm going to just do it live. So we got a Town Hall 10 here, a max Town Hall 10. I'm going to upgrade it, but here we show the new buildings. You get a new Grand Warden's Altar. You get an Eagle Artillery. That's exciting. Huge gains, huge value. We also have the Tornado Trap, also a new cannon, a new Archer Tower, 25 new walls, a new Wizard Tower, and a new Expo. Tons of new stuff to deal with, plus not just those new buildings that you're getting, but also your existing buildings are going to get crazy amounts of upgrades. So bear with me, because it's going to be awesome. This is a fun time. All right, let's upgrade that, guys. Again, spending the gems. It's not real. It's not even on the real game. It's just on the Supercell developer build. So there we go. We have the Town Hall 11. Now let's jump in and let's get the new buildings. First, I'm going to get the new walls. I'm just going to throw them over here, okay? And this is the worst part of getting a new account, is having to deal with all the new walls, but they're super cheap and they make your base so much stronger. So I highly recommend that you do that. Get them as quickly as possible. So you get 25 new walls, which is awesome. Now, the hero, guys. The new hero. You get a new hero at Town Hall 11. It is so exciting for your very first time getting the Grand Warden. Okay, I'm going to put the Grand Warden. I'm going to put him over here because he's an absolute beast, okay? Grand Warden, the upgrade time is immediate. So and this guy's awesome. He plays a defensive tower, okay? So that means that, unfortunately, he gets targeted by like balloons and stuff, but he adds 50 DPS to your base in 0 seconds. My equation that I use to calculate which defenses you should upgrade first, which you'll see later, it actually can't account for this. This is an infinite gain because it takes 0 seconds. So get this Grand Warden day one, because it won't hurt you. All right, get that. He's a beast. And then, of course, start working on him going to max. Max at Town Hall 11 is level 20. All right, so what else can we get? We're going to get the new defenses. And, of course, oh, man, the Eagle Artillery, guys. I mean, this thing is an absolute boss, okay? Get it day one. Believe me, it's worth it, okay? There's a lot of people that think, no, I should delay the Eagle Artillery, because if I get it, then I'll go higher up in the war map. It'll be harder for me to 3-star my mirror or whatever. You know what? That's the old 0.5 type of upgrading strategy. That's also basically kind of like engineering. That style of upgrading is out of date. I mean, real war clans like mine, or real pushing clans like mine, we look for max bases. We kind of steer away from that 0.5. So get the Eagle as soon as possible. The defense list that I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video, or at, near the end of the video, the most important thing, which defenses should you upgrade first and which levels, it covers that actually the Eagle Artillery level 1 is by far the most important upgrade that you can do on your base. So let's go ahead and just do it right now. Bam. All right, and there we go. We got the Eagle. Now, continuing on with our theme, we're going to get the new defenses. Again, this is a 10-second upgrade, and it gave you 9 DPS. 9 DPS. 9. in 10 seconds. Check this out, guys. If you go in, you upgrade this Archer Tower that was max Town Hall 10, now go into Town Hall 11, you get 12 DPS. 12? That's more than 9, but it will take you 6 days. This one only took 10 seconds. That's why I highly recommend that you get the new defenses and new buildings as soon as you possibly can. Same thing with the Archer Tower. We're going to get that. It's going to be a 1-minute upgrade, and you're going to gain 11 DPS. Remember that other Archer Tower was 12 DPS in 6 days. This one was 11 DPS in 1 minute. Massive gains, guys. It's you can't even calculate how massive those gains are in comparison to the other upgrades. We're also going to get the Wizard Tower. All right, let's grab this, baby. He's a beast. Wizard Tower is my favorite defense. All right, we also have the X-Bow. We're going to grab that. Okay, and then finally, we're going to get the new Tornado Trap. Huge gains, huge benefit. And guess what? It's a 0-second upgrade, y'all. No excuses. Get that day one. It's an absolute beast. And it confuses and confuddles attackers. It's awesome. All right, so that is, I believe, all of the new buildings. Yes, that is all the new buildings. Very nice. All right, and so now that we've got the new buildings, you want to try your very best to get the new things, like not the new thing, like the existing new thing. Archer Tower, Cannon, X-Bow, Wizard Tower. Get those to the same level as your other ones, okay? Get this little baby level 1 Archer Tower to level 13. Get this new level 1 X-Bow and get it to level 4, etc., etc. That way they're all caught up and everything will fit this guide. Oh, again, I said at the beginning of the guide, what about offense buildings? What about resource buildings? What about the other traps? Well, let's get into it. All right, guys, you asked for it. Here we go. These are the offense buildings, the resource buildings, and the traps that you get to upgrade as a brand new Town Hall 11. Now, again, not all of these upgrades are super top priority, but they need to all be done in order for you to be able to move on to Town Hall 12. So, starting off, we have the King, we have the Queen, and we have the Grand Warden. The heroes are on the top because that's going to be an ongoing grind for you guys. At Town Hall 10, you have a level 40 King and a level 40 Queen. At Town Hall 11, you get to take them to level 50. Pretty awesome. And then obviously the Grand Warden goes from level 1, again, we showed that, it's a 0-second upgrade, it's awesome, to level 20. Big grind. Tons of Dark Elixir is going to go into those heroes. Tons of Elixir is going to go into that Grand Warden. But there's a lot of other places that Dark Elixir can go, and that's where the Laboratory comes in. Remember, guys, Laboratory is a surefire day one priority. Everything's important, but there's some things that are more important than others, and the Laboratory is definitely day one priority, because then you get to upgrade your troops and your spells and stuff, and that makes a huge difference on your attacking. So upgrade that Laboratory day one, and then once that's done, your excess Dark Elixir that you're not using on your heroes can go into that, or maybe your excess Elixir that you're not using on your Warden or offense buildings can also go into your lab to upgrade troops and spells. At Town Hall 11, you get a new level for all 4 of your army camps, gaining an additional 20 troop spaces, going from 240 to 260. That's a huge gain, guys. That's a lot of troops that you get to take extra. It's going to make you a lot better of an attacker every time you go out and try to take loot or war or whatever it is that you're doing. The Clan Castle also gets an upgrade, and that's huge. You gain, you know, a more troop spaces, get up to 30. It's just an awesome, or I'm sorry, it's already at 35. Sorry. So you go up to, you get to take a 2 spell compartments. So you can either take like 2 poison spells now, or you can take a rage spell or a heal or whatever it is. Huge upgrade, that Clan Castle upgrade. Also, along the line of offensive upgrades, you have the barracks and the dark barracks. Both of those are hugely important. You're going to unlock the new troops. You're going to have a lot of fun with that. And although you do have 4 of those upgrades for the barracks and 2 for the dark barracks, you want to make sure that you're not doing them all at once, because if you upgrade all 4 at once, then you can't make an army. So that's kind of a problem. But that's really all of the offense buildings. If you can get all those done super early in your Town Hall 11 career, you're going to be way better off. Also, you have the gold storage and the elixir storage. You have 4 of each of those, and each of those also get an upgrade too, giving you the ability to hold on to more loot. Then, finally, and definitely not last, but definitely not least either, you have the traps. And I prioritize traps over defenses the majority of the time because they're cheaper and quicker upgrades. And what's the difference between a dead base and a living base? It's the traps. So definitely upgrade the traps. It's so worth it. And there's no real way to like quantify the difference. Just upgrade whatever it is that you feel like as far as the traps are concerned. Also, and in the past, I've included the sweeper in the defense list, but the sweeper doesn't do damage. So it was always like on the bottom of the list anyway. So just upgrade the sweepers when you get a chance. And yes, the walls are there as a reminder to never forget the walls. Anytime you have extra loot, which may or may not ever happen, but anytime you have extra loot, start upgrading those walls, because at Town Hall 11, the upgrade guide for, or the grind, there we go, for walls is ridiculous. I'll tell you the number, the big number, at the end of the video. So that is all of the offense, resource, and traps that you get at Town Hall 11. Again, remembering that you got all the new buildings and caught them up to the existing levels. And of course, you're going to continue the grind with your heroes, with your walls, and with your lab. But what about defenses, guys? That is when this gets really, really exciting. Let's move into it. And here we have it, guys, the defense list. So I came up with this order using an equation. I'll throw it up on the screen, but essentially what it's doing is it's taking into consideration the DPS that you're gaining. Because again, as I mentioned earlier, you know, upgrading your defenses, you should want to do them all. You should want to gain as much damage per second as fast as possible. So what I did was I took the DPS that you're gaining, you're multiplying it by a splash multiplier. So if a defense is splash damage, then I multiplied that by 4. That seems to be about the average number of troops that splash damage defense hit, as opposed to like an archer tower or whatever that only hits 1 at a time. Then I divided that by the amount of time that the upgrade will take. Because again, the idea is put as much damage per second on your base as fast as possible. I'm also not considering the cost of the upgrade, because I'm assuming that you guys are able to farm as fast as you need to get any upgrade done. You can, as long as you boost, as long as you have enough time. And then I'm considering the range. You know, obviously the Eagle Artillery can hit troops a lot further away than a bomb tower, right? And then I'm taking into consideration one last thing, and that is the target. What can it hit? Can it hit the ground troops only? Can it hit air troops only, or both? Just so happens that air troops by themselves constitute about 30% of the troops, and ground troops are about 70%. If you assume that all troops are used evenly, Supercell's never released those statistics, so I kind of just assume they're all used evenly. So it's the best that I could do there. And I get, with that equation, a term I use called effectivity. How effective is that defense at adding effectiveness, defense, whatever, onto the base? So with all that being said, guys, the number one priority, as I've already said, is the Eagle Artillery. Eagle Artillery, number 1, has an effectivity rating of 2010. Now, I know you guys don't have a reference, so let me give you a reference. The number, the last, I don't have a number really, but at the bottom defense, the worst defense, effectivity-wise, is the Hidden Tesla, with an effectivity rating of 0.7. Eagle Artillery is 2010. Hidden Tesla, 0.7. You do the math. I know it sounds crazy, but believe me, the Eagle Artillery is worth upgrading. And that's only level 1. The level 2 Eagle Artillery is number 2 on our list, and its effectivity rating is 235. Still a really high number, nowhere near 2,000, but way higher than number 3. Check it out, guys. So Inferno Tower to level 4, the effectivity rating is 9. I know, 2010 for level 1, 235 for level 2, and then 9 for the Inferno Tower. So upgrade your Eagle Artilleries, guys. That is the, if you don't remember anything else from this video, remember that. Upgrade your Eagles. They're so worth it. In fact, whenever I find a Town Hall 11 without an Eagle, I lick my chops, man. I'm like, yo, I'm going to wreck you so hard. Because they're easy to beat, because the Eagle is so valuable. Anyway, so after that, you have the next level for the Inferno Tower going to level 5, and that effectivity rating is 5.9. So dropping off, but not super, super fast. After that, we have the Wizard Tower going to level 10 with an effectivity rating of 3.1. Pretty far drop. After that, we have the X-Bow to level 5 with an effectivity rating of exactly 3. So the top row are the top priority, left to right. After that, we have the Archer Tower. Notice there's 2 Archer Towers on this list, and there's also 2 cannons, and there's 2 bomb towers, and 2 mortars, because you actually get 2 levels for all those defenses. And same thing with the Inferno Towers, 2 levels for those too. So, Archer Tower to level 14 is the next priority. And again, that's doing all of those. Like, there's 8 if there's 8 archer towers, you want to upgrade all 8 to level 14. The effectivity rating of that one is 1.8. Then the bomb tower going to level 5 is 1.7. And then the mortar to level 9. Is that okay? Yeah, level 9. Because sometimes it flips. Sometimes like the second upgrade has a higher effectivity rating than the first upgrade. So I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't the case. This is not the case. So mortar to level 9 is 1.5. And then bomb tower to level 6 is 1.4. So slow gradual drop. The archer tower to level 15, which is max, is 1.4 as well, but slightly under, if you carry out the decimals, slightly under the bomb tower upgrade. By the way, note, the bomb towers get a splash multiplier of 6. I added that in instead of 4 because of the death damage at the end. I didn't really know how else to add it on, so I just went ahead and added it on like that. Also, I'm considering the X-bow at ground and air, and I'm also considering the Inferno towers on multi, because that makes the math a little bit easier for me. And ground and air X-bows are just more versatile. I think that they're better in most cases. Anyway, so cannon, level 14 is 1.1. The air defense at level 9 is also 1.1, but slightly less if you carry out the decimals. Mortar to level 10 is 0.9. Cannon to level 15 is 0.75. And then the Tesla is 0.7. So, if you're going to upgrade and follow this list, again, follow it top to bottom, left to right. You won't regret it, guys. This is how you gain damage per second on your base as fast as you possibly can. Follow this guide and you will not be sorry. Also, I recommend taking a snapshot of this because you're probably going to refer back to it later or come back and watch the video again. I'm going to be asked the question in the comments, what should I upgrade first in my laboratory? Now that rule of thumb is generally upgrade what you use. But if you really want a #1 priority, I would say either the barbarian or the archer. Those will upgrade the troops that pop out of your hero's abilities, making their abilities even better. But again, use or upgrade what you use. Upgrade what you see people using, your clanmates, other YouTubers, for war, or pushing or farming, or whatever it is. But there's no sense in upgrading troops that you don't use until you've already upgraded all the troops that you use. You also want to make sure that you upgrade everything before you move on to the next Town Hall level, because you never know when Supercell is going to buff something that you don't use and it becomes OP powerful and you're left behind because you didn't upgrade it. So definitely be sure and upgrade everything in your laboratory. And there we have it, guys. Town Hall 11 upgrade guide. Here are some big numbers for you guys, is what you're getting into going from a max Town Hall 10 to a max Town Hall 11. If you want to max your base and you're not using the gold pass, you're not using any magical items, you probably will, but there's no way for me to know if you are. So this is like the worst case scenario, okay? For maxing your base, you will need 641 million gold. You will also need 347 million elixir, 1.3 billion with a B, billion gold or elixir to max out your walls. You'll also need 5.8 million dark elixir. It will take you 510 days to max out your base if you only have 2 builders. That seems a little bit extreme. Most people have 5 builders. So if you have 5 builders, it will take you 204 days, which is just a little over halfway through the year. If you have the 6th builder, which you get from builder base by unlocking auto, then that 6th builder will knock down the upgrade time 34 days to 170 altogether. Also, your laboratory, again, if you don't use any magical items or anything like that, will take you 303 days. Yeah, so the Town Hall 11 grind is absolutely massive, guys, but it's so worth it. Remember, guys, to refer back to the video if you have any questions or ask in the comments. There's a lot of people that are very helpful in the comments, or if I see it and no one's answered you yet, I will try to answer any questions that you may have down in the comments. But for now, that's all for me. That completes our guide. Please hit that like button if you like this video. Also consider subscribing and joining the Klaus family. We do daily Clash of Clans gaming videos and more guides than just this. So definitely stay tuned for that. Turn on notifications, ring that bell, all those things. Remember that I love each and every one of you, and I will see you all again next time.